Okay, this is what we got. Things still got original springs on it. Still got the original air shocks on it. But one of them's leaking. Leaks pretty bad. I really like to do away with air shocks. So I got a set of these heavy duty progressive springs, precision ones. I'm hoping that with these, I can do away with air shocks. Got a set of KYB shocks. We'll put all the way around. So hopefully it makes it ride a little better. Got the pad things that goes at the end of the springs. So we got these, we'll put on there. And hopefully it'll ride a little bit better. The way it is now, when all the air's out there, shocks, it kind of clunks a lot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull old springs and stuff out, and we'll work on putting this stuff in. Okay, we're going to take some of this deep creep stuff, spray some of these upper shock bolts, nuts up there, right there. Spray these down here. So thread on the inside there. Spray this side over here. Okay. Let's see what size wrenches we need to pull all these things off. There is new hardware for the new shocks on the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know why, but somebody had spacers in this side to hold that shock up. I mean, to hold that spring up. So, yeah, we'll get that stuff out of here. Okay, I got an impact. I go get the inside bolt off of them mounts on there. It takes like a 19 millimeter. That's what I'm gonna do is try to reach around. Yeah, got to have a little extension. Okay, got a swivel. This should give me a little bit of an extension. There we go. Have something to hold that baby. What size on this side? See, get that on there. Have to have something to hold that right there. And we'll get something else there. Well, that's working. Got the nut off on this side, almost all the way. Need a pair of vice grips or something, get a hold of that thing. Yeah, let's find the vice grips. Okay, got the vice grips. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot, really. Just keep that thing from spinning. Okay. It's almost off there. Thing's still spinning. Put a death grip on it. Oh yeah, we come off there. Man, that's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, hot. There we go. May not be ideal, but that got it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side while I'm here. Okay, the top bolts up there takes a 13 millimeter. I'll try to do that without the impact. Just cause I haven't found my 1/2 to 3/8 adapter. Maybe 1/2. 13 millimeter, maybe just a hair big. Man, that sounds like it's slipping. It's coming. Kill the camera. This up on a lift, it'd be a whole lot easier. Here's one. Oop, oop, oop. Watch the camera. That don't sound good when that happens. Hang on. That's out of there. There's that one. Now, I don't know if I can jack the body up some more and get this out, or if I'm going to have to put spring clamps on. Spring compressor, that's it. So let's see. Let me unhook this line here. Sweet. Yeah, we'll get the line off of it in a little bit. But let's see if I can jack it up some more. Almost done. Oh yeah, that works. Now, if I can get the new one back in there. That pad really wasn't that bad at the top. But got a new one to go in it, so. Now, let's see if this will go back in the hole. Stick the pad on up there on the knob. Should have stayed on there, but it's in there.
in there. I think that right there's about what I want. So let's see. I can let this down here. Make sure we're still where we want. Seems all good. Okay, we'll let this side down and then go to the other side, and then we'll put the shocks on after get both springs up in there. Let's see. There we go. Got her out. Pull it up a pad off there. Probably should take this shock out. I know I was probably in the way of doing that, but let's see. Can we wiggle this thing up in there? Just beat everything to death. It'd be easier if I take the shock out. I think. go in. Jack it up here, Mom. Got that pad to put up in there too. Man, people need much. It's just not dropping down as much. I don't think I can pry that any. I might put that spring compressor on there and compress it just a little bit. And we're gonna pry this. Almost. Almost. Oh, there we go. Here's the camera again. There. Now, here it is. It's up in there. Sure that pad's up in there, all right. There's the end of the spring. There it is, something like that. Man, I sure beat them new springs, that. Okay, that's in there. And we'll get the other shock out and then we'll start putting the new ones back in. Okay, put the shock up in there in the top. It's going to be hard to see, but there's two bolts that drop down from the top up in there. So I got to kind of hold them in place and then put this end of the shock up in there and get the nuts started on that. Which I can't hardly get the camera just right to see, but let me get them bolted. Okay, I got them up in there just kind of finger tight. I gotta get a wrench up on the back side, kind of see there and take a socket, tighten them up. But we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so now what we got this goes in here. It goes in a hole right there. So I'll slip this through here. The big washers. Thought the other side had two lock washers. The other package did have 2 lock washers, but here, let's just slide an old one on here. Just kind of tighten this up like this, and then we're going to cut this strap, and then when it comes down, we're going to shoot it in that hole right there. Just like that. And then we got another lock washer. Start this nut on the inside there. It takes like a 3/4. Three-quarter 19 millimeter. What's the one side's wrenched heavy on. The other side tightened up. There it goes. Okay. Man, it takes care of that. New springs, new shocks. Let's get it down the ground and see what it looks like. Well, there's the old springs and old air shocks. Here's how it sets after the no air shocks with the progressive springs. It's not too bad. Front's just a hair higher than the back still. I don't know, I may put a spacer in the back spring, or actually it's a spacer under the spring to bring it up, maybe an inch, but we'll see.